Jared, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me. You have your fight coming up against Kelvin Tiller. How excited are you for this fight? How do you think you match up with Kelvin?
I'm really excited for this fight. And this being the second fight for PFL for the season, this is really going to decide whether I can qualify and make it to the postseason or not, into the playoffs. So, it's a big fight, and Kelvin Tiller, he's coming off of a big win for him, so his confidence, I'm sure, is really high, and I'll expect to see the best version of him. But I think matchup-wise, I'm a pretty tough matchup for anybody. My style and stuff's very grinding, it's very hard, and I'm very much a dominant fighter.
Does the system here play it all into how you take the style of the fight at all, because you have to get a certain amount of points to move on? If depending on where you are in the card, are you going to be watching how the other heavyweights are doing, knowing how many points you need?
Yeah, with the point system stuff, it's kind of tricky. I mean, with it only being a two fight regular season here, there's not much room for error. So you either need to have a really big win in the first round to get those 6 points, or you're gonna have to go the long way and get two wins at a decision or whatever. But most importantly for me, and it always has been in my whole fighting career, has been just a win. Losing pretty doesn't mean anything to me. So, I need to get another win here, but I'm sure for somebody like Kelvin, he's got a little breathing room since he has 6 points after one fight.
How do you see this fight playing out?
Well, I definitely see myself getting in close to the inside, because that's where I fight. Putting him down to the ground, using top control, and I definitely see a finish in this fight, though.
Has there been anything different in training camp?
No, not a whole lot different. Just, we look at every opponent a little bit differently and prepare for him a little bit differently. He's a different style fighter from the last guy. He's a very quick, reactive puncher and stuff. And, so everyone's a little bit different. But no, the camp's good and everything. I would say the one thing that's probably better about this one is the fight was close to the last one, so there is no ring rust. Before last fight, it had been a whole year since I fought. So, yeah, things were a little rusty maybe.
What did you feel? Did you feel a little slow? How did you feel in the cage after the layoff?
Yeah, after a layoff for a year like that, which has happened before, a longer layoff, but a year is probably about as long as it's ever been, and for me it's kind of staying focused, really staying on task and paying attention to not what's around you, but what's right in front of you, and just the more practice, the better. It's just the way it is. The more times you can get in there and get used to the environment, the better it's going to be for you.
So you love this quick turnaround?
What's that?
You love this quick turnaround?
Oh yeah, no, I think it's great. I've always said for a long time, I said, man, I wish it was like this the whole time, because when I first started my MMA career, before I got into the bigger fights, when you need more time, I took 3 fights in 3 weeks. Boom, 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 and it's for me, it's like, hey, if I can just knock them out, boom, one after another, that's great for me. I mean, this is a short period of time to be a fighter, so let's try and get as many in as we can and then get out.
You referenced the bigger shows before, and you're on a big show now. You're probably one of the favorites in the tournament. Do you feel that at all? Do you think of yourself like that, and do you feel more pressure because of it?
No, I don't feel any pressure from it, really. I expect that maybe people think that I'm one of the favorites in this tournament, but I always think that I have a shot at winning anything. I mean, I've never actually been blown out by anyone. I've been caught in some fights before. I've lost in big tournaments in wrestling. I mean, but I'm always right there. I know I'm capable. I'm always going to be in the hunt. Hopefully this year is the year that I get it done all the way.
And do you love that it's a tournament, going back to the wrestling days, that now you're in another one?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think this is pure competition. I mean, for me, I think it's great. There's no talking your way into something. It's get out there, perform. If you win, you move on. If you lose, you go home. That's the way it's supposed to be in sports.
And that's all I got. But I want to give you the last word. Anything you want to say? Any message you have out there? The floor is yours.
I appreciate everybody watching, and you know, the more people that watch and follow the PFL, you know, the more chances that this is going to grow and continue year to year after this. You know, so viewership and following is important. So tune in to watch.